Okay, so today, this video is part of my water journey, and this is a video I'm going to title as How to Choose Your Water. Choosing your water is very important because we needed to know where it comes from, but most importantly, what did we do to it? Either us doing it or someone else is doing it. Like, let's say if you bought the water from somebody, they are doing it something to the water. We need to know that. Okay, I'm going to cover water that we buy from like Poland Spring. This is called Monadnock. It's an Indian name, an Indian spring, I guess. That's probably why they call that. I'm going to cover distilled water because that's what that is. I try not to shake too much because I got to show you the evidence. This water was from Walmart. We get it from, one of those refill stations. That is the city water. And I also have back there is Wells water. And that's come from my dad's place. Before we go into it, we are going to cover this subject right here. Okay? We're going to cover distilled water. We're going to cover deionized water, alkaline water, filtered water, purified, spring water, tap water, bottled water. The only thing I did not have on here is Wells water. Okay, that's the only thing that's missing. Regardless where it is, I'm going to go through a little bit. Distilled water. In order to get purified water, what do? They distill it, meaning they put electricity into it. What do we don't want? Electricity. Okay. Now deionizing. Deionizing is actually good for a lot of things, hence the name deionizing. Okay. Now, there are people who actually drink this. You're not supposed to drink it, but there are actually people who do. I don't recommend it because you don't want deionizing. Okay. Next is alkaline. Alkaline, they add things into it. Okay, sort of like minerals. Or sometimes they actually add like minerals and salt to jack up the pH. Then the next one is filtered, just regular filtered water, but we need to know where the water is being filtered. Now let's say that's usually the city. If that was a city, after filtering, after purifying process, they would put bleach in there, or some places which I start reading them, they start fading out sodium hydroxide. Yes, they actually put the ingredients that I don't like, soap, lye, into the water. Now there's only 3 things in the water, which is a lot better. I forgot what they are. I believe there's chlorine, and then minute of it. They no longer add. They are no longer adding fluoride, which a lot of people don't like. Which a lot of people opposed to that. I'm not too sure my city. I had a piece of paper what they had in there, but sorry, I don't have it. But you can check your city if you have city filtered water. Purified water. Purified water is where they take regular water and they purify it. They go in through their osmosis, sort of like how few companies making them. I don't want to mention any names on here, but big companies makes them, and they turn into water. Now, spring water. Spring water is just regular water that comes out of a spring. Now, for instance, this actually came from a spring right here, this one. But the problem is they put ultra UV light on this. Now remember, what is UV light? Electricity. We do not want UV light whatsoever. Remember this, okay? Remember this. UV light can be taken out. Also, too, UV light is actually better in the sun. So let's say that city water right there. You can actually put that city water in the sun. Yes. Let's say you got it out of the well. This is my well water back here. Let me bring it up. This is my well's water. Let's say I got my well's water. And look how dirty that is down there. Through time, you can tell. There's sediments in there. That's straight from the wells. Now, I drank it. I got a little sick. I got a little stomach ache. Okay? So, I stopped drinking it. But, one person said, oh, I drank it from Wells water. I am safe. No, actually not true. Wells water also have radiation in them. Where did it come from? It comes from the rocks. It comes from the metal during the filtering process. And it comes from sediment itself. Either underneath, size, or whatever. So you are not completely safe from what I'm talking about here in the video and my water journey whatsoever. So you are not completely safe. Because I can prove it to you. Right there, that little spot. Even Wells water have it. Okay? Right there. See all the little specks? Okay? There you go. So even Wells water have it. Now, spring water. Spring water, the same way, same principle. But they end up putting Ultra V in it. And look what happened. Even there's a little bit left. Look at it. Even a little tiny thing left, and there's still tons of it in there. That's to show you that even little water evidence is still there. Remember, all these little bubbles, these are our evidence or evidences. Okay? Now, we come to tap water. This is my tap water. I should label these, but you can trust me on that. Tap water. I filled this yesterday, so I can do the video today. Look at all the bubbles in here. Look at them escaping. What is it? Why is that? It's because of all the gases that is in there. Meaning that this could be chlorine. That's your chlorine gas in there. Escaping. So it burst out. It made the bubble. Now it's able to leave if you do it like this. And that's why I said even. It's actually filled all the way up to here. You see all the bubbles down there? Look at over here. So people can know that actually those are chlorine bubbles. Sorry. That's all I got. Oh, right here. Let's get right there. Okay? Those are gas bubbles. Yes, you can follow my journey and do this. Now, with this water here, not only we're getting rid of gas, but we also need to get rid of radiation as well. Okay? So that in the city water, you need to do 2 steps. Yes. So it's a longer process. But it can be done. Now, we're going to talk about bottled water. Bottled water, let's say you buy from the store. Okay? You will face that. Because if, let's say this, although this is distilled, we're gonna pretend this is buy it from the store. Okay, just bottled water. Any store, doesn't matter. In the store, we know antennas everywhere, 5Gs are everywhere. If you don't have it, it's coming soon because they're going to have to bombard it everywhere. We're bombarded out from space. We're bombarded from satellite. We're bombarded with everything. And most importantly, remember I always say Bluetooth. Because Bluetooth actually share the same band as 5G. Yes, they use the same band. So that way everything will be fast. That way everything will communicate. Even though when you don't use Bluetooth, the Bluetooth device, the thing that is in the computer actually still sending out signals. So you're still being bombarded unless you turn Bluetooth off completely. Okay? Please remember that. You will still face that and it's still bombarded. Even if it sits on the shelf, in the store, it can sit anywhere in the store, it will still be bombarded. Okay? Now, the last but not least, we're going to talk about distilled water. Okay? Distilled water, you still going to face that problem. Because guess what they're doing to it? They put the electricity in. Electricity will make the water molecule separate. When the molecules separate, it goes up. It goes up, and then it attaches back together because of cool radiation. So they use hot radiation, then they use the cold radiation to compress it back. That's what it's doing. If you don't know that, that's what actually it's doing to the water. Hot will rise. It will split. Once it's split, it rise. The two molecules will sit in the air or in a big tube. From that, they cool the tube down. When they cool the tube down, the coldness compressed them together. So here it is. Remember this and remember this video. We live in a solid world. Again, no physicist in the world knows this one yet. And I say yet. They will. We actually live in a solid world. And I can prove that to you just by this alone. When hotness comes out, it splits the atoms. Okay? Of the fusing. I call it fusing. There is a fusing period to make the water. Then the coldness, okay, let's say it's in the tunnel right now. The coldness will compress it down. It turns back into water. That's how you get these little molecules here. If you look really close, you can see them. And I hope you can on the camera, or I can demonstrate this easily because we can see it really easily. See that? You can actually sit in the car in the cold, in the winter, and you will see the condensations in all the windows and stuff. That's what it's doing, okay? Please remember that. The cold compress. It is not compressing. It is actually reverting the water molecules back into water. And that's why you see your screen or windows fogging up just like that, because that's what it's doing. Because of the heat from your body. And also too, they said that cold air is actually there's no moisture. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. They are wrong. Cold air, and in the winter and with the snow, they said dry air. Sorry. If you sit in the car, within 5 minutes, you will see something like this. How can something be dry, can produce water molecules on your car? Wrong. They're going to have to rewrite history on that too. All the history and all the books has to be rewritten because of that. And I can prove it to you easily. Now, for a fact, I know that we live in a solid world. Okay? Well, At least I think so. Or the way I see things, it is. They also said light doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Because light will hit this. Light will hit it. Remember my last video. It will hit and it will split. But the radiation is still there. If you drive in a foggy winter or a foggy, let's say this is really foggy like this. Okay? If you drive in a foggy weather, you cannot see past through because the light hits the water molecules and it wasn't able to pass through. If you were over here, let's say you are a person over here and you see a car coming, you can't really see that light. It's because all the water molecule is actually absorbing it. That's why we cannot see through the other side or far away. That's why when you were in a foggy weather, you cannot see far. You cannot see far because it's being absorbed with the particles in the water. So what does that tell you? That is one thing that you should take into consideration, that all light will absorb into the water. Yes. Try it for yourself and you will see what happened. You will know exactly what I'm talking about in this video. Now, because we live on Earth, we don't think so. That light have mass. Yes, it does. A lot of them. If it's a lot of them, it shines more. If it shines more, that proves to you that light have more mass. And it can, especially at the source. That's why the sun have so much mass. Hello? But they don't think so. Scientists, physicists, they don't think so. Well, guess what? They're going to have to change that because light splits. Light's particle leaves. Okay? Because the thing is, how does it leave? It leaves because of radiation. It has to leave because of radiation. And that's why they said the sun radiate. Get it? Where do you think that come from? Here's another thing too that they are talking about. Okay? Darkness versus light. I actually talk about this in one of my videos that I actually made a thing. And I'll show you that principle really easy on screen. Or it's similar to this right here. It actually moves. And it actually called consonant or disconsonance. This is actually goes into a lot of things. A lot of things actually go into this. This is microwave. If it moves to here, it's infrared. If it moves to here, it's ultraviolet light. And that's where your water is. But this is from the beginning. Okay? And it's called something called consonants. That's what disconsonant and consonant. That's what they project. Okay? For me, to make it very simple, this is your water molecule. Okay? They said it looks something like that. It's actually looking something like this. In reality, because we live in gravitational pull, meaning we're being squeezed. Because of that, that's why I said that we live in a solid world. Yes, we live in a solid world. Space. Remember this. Space is something. I actually have a video up here. I actually talk about it. About space. The space that we are right now, it's being filled with a lot of stuff that we don't even know of. And one of the things, they call it dark matters. They call it dark matter out there, but it actually exists here too. They just don't know it yet, but they will. Here's how it actually really look. This is the water molecule should look like. Not like that. Okay? And I'll explain to you. Because it's electromagnetic, if a particle or radiations or anything or salt or sugar or anything. Add on. It will add on to this right here. As far as I understand this, there are actually 6 areas. You see this right here? There are 6 of them. As I understand it, there are about 6 of them. I could be wrong. There might be even 8. But I think as of right now, there are actually 6. This, you can add salt into this water molecule. You already know this. But because of this, you know further. You can add salt into this. You can add sugar into this. You can add radiation to this. You can add other spices, flavor into this. You can add whatever, as long as these things are filled. Then the water molecule cannot take it anymore. You can remove it and you can take it out. That's what's good about water. And that's what's great about water. And for the record, I am actually glad that I actually went on this journey, and I'm glad that I actually it taught me something very important. Later on, you will know what this water will do. Later on, you will know what this water does. And yes, it is everything. Everything. Remember, it's in the air, it's in our water, and it's in our food. Yes. Just remember, positive and negative ions. It is everywhere. Okay? And also, I talk about darkness, and light. And I said that we actually live in a solid world. And I will make an example for you very quick. Let's separate this. This is light. This is nothing. This is darkness. Okay? If light turns on, it will actually push this line over. But if you shut off this light, this line will actually move over. Why is that? Why is that? It's because darkness is valuable. Remember me and remember this video. It is as valuable as light. Darkness and light is actually as much as valuable with each other, or else nothing will exist. Please remember that. Light is very important. We already know that, but I'm explaining it further for you to understand that it is very important, because without this darkness, we would be in trouble. Without the light, we would be in trouble. That's why I said we actually live in a solid world, or else darkness would not be able to take over. Get it? So, light and darkness, very important. That's why I said light is very important when it comes to water as well. If it does this, why can't it go to that? I explained a lot of things a little early on this video. Just by this simple of understanding here, you can actually understand further just by this right here. And I am telling you, they have to rewrite physics. Physicists gonna have to rethink about this. Physicists gonna have to rethink about what we actually live in. Everywhere it's like this. Our universe is like this. The whole universe, it's like this. Look out, you will see what I'm talking about. If there is no light, there is darkness. If there is darkness, there has to be light. Same principle everywhere. Now, so, to conclude this video, it is very important where you get it, your water. You have to understand where your water comes from, or else you are going to face this problem again and again. And the only way is to do something like this right here. And in my next video, I will show you how to actually do each of those water. But this video, it's about understanding the water. Understand where it actually comes from. Because if it comes from your faucet, you have to make extra step. If it comes from the city, where they filter these, or from the store, you have to make extra step. Because obviously, this is spring water, and it still have it. Okay? Wells water, it still have it. Okay? It's a lot less though. So Wells water is a lot less. Just remember that. And distilled water, you can see between this line and this line. I hope you can see. Right here and here, there's a bunch of water molecules right there. And I shaked it so you can see between this line and this. I'm sorry the thing is white, but that's all I can. Hopefully you'll catch on cameras. You can see the big bubble right here. You will understand. There's a big bubble right there. Okay? So other than that, that's about it on this video. And I hope you learned something where you get your water. Because that's what this video is about. Is where you get your water. And believe it or not, I thank this thing. I do. I thank it every day to teach me a very valuable information. Where I get my water to keep this thing alive is also important. You see? It all makes sense. I'll see you in the next video.